Have you ever felt like the world is moving too fast and you're being left behind? Maybe decisions that used to be yours to make, how you spend your time, where you live, even how you handle your finances, suddenly seem to be slipping out of your hands. It's frustrating, isn't it? One day, you're the one people come to for advice. The next, they're making choices for you, often without even asking what you want. If you've ever felt powerless, you're not alone. But here's the truth. Losing control of your life isn't inevitable. You don't have to accept it. You can take charge, set boundaries, and make sure your voice is heard. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 powerful ways to do just that. These aren't just feel-good ideas. They're real, practical steps you can take today to reclaim your independence, build confidence, and ensure you stay in control of your own life. Let's start with something simple but incredibly important: how you communicate with the people around you. One of the biggest reasons seniors feel powerless is because others assume they know what's best for them. Your children, your doctor, even well-meaning friends. They might think they're helping by offering advice, making decisions on your behalf, or stepping in before you even ask for help. And while their intentions may be good, it can feel like they're taking away your ability to decide for yourself. The way to change this? Start using your voice in a way that demands respect. Think about a time when someone spoke to you like you weren't capable of making your own decisions. Maybe it was a doctor explaining something to your son or daughter instead of talking directly to you. Maybe a family member planned something for you without asking if you even wanted it. How did it feel? Probably frustrating. But here's the thing. Many times, people don't even realize they're doing it. They assume silence means agreement. That's why it's crucial to be clear, direct, and confident when you speak. If someone asks, "Do you need help with that?" and you don't say, "No, I've got it, but thank you." If your doctor starts talking to your child instead of you, redirect the conversation. "Doctor, I'd like you to speak to me directly. I want to fully understand my own health." These small changes make a big difference. When people hear you speaking up with confidence, they start treating you differently. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but I don't like confrontation. And that's completely understandable. Speaking up doesn't have to be aggressive or rude. It's about being firm and clear. A simple phrase like, "I appreciate your help, but I'd like to make that decision myself," is all it takes to remind people that you're in charge of your own life. Another way to stay in control is by maintaining your independence in practical ways, especially when it comes to your daily routine. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they get older is letting others take over tasks they're still capable of doing. It happens gradually. Maybe someone insists on carrying your groceries for you. Then they start handling your bills. Before you know it, they're making all the choices, and you start feeling like a spectator in your own life. If you want to feel more in control, take a look at your daily habits. What are the things you're still able to do that maybe you've let someone else take over? Could you start taking short walks by yourself instead of always waiting for someone to go with you? Could you start managing your own schedule instead of letting others decide how you spend your day? One of the most powerful ways to maintain independence is by staying physically active. The stronger and more mobile you are, the more control you have over your daily life. I'm not saying you have to start lifting weights or running marathons, but even small actions, stretching in the morning, walking around your neighborhood, or doing simple chair exercises, can keep your body strong and capable. And when you feel strong, you feel more in control. Have you ever noticed how people treat those who seem physically fragile? They hover. They rush in to help, sometimes before help is even needed. But when you project strength, when you move with confidence, when you show that you're capable, people naturally respect that. There's a simple mindset shift that can help. Instead of thinking, "I need to slow down because I'm getting older," try thinking, "I need to keep moving so I can stay in control." Your body listens to what you tell it. When you act strong, you feel strong. And when you feel strong, you project confidence, and people treat you accordingly. Now, we've covered the importance of speaking up and taking charge of your daily routine. But what about something even more critical? Making sure your choices are respected even when you're not there to enforce them. That's what we're going to talk about next. One of the biggest fears people have as they get older is losing control over their own decisions. It's not just about daily tasks or small choices, it's about the bigger picture. What happens if one day you're not able to speak up for yourself? What if a medical emergency or a sudden change in your health leaves decisions in the hands of someone else? The truth is, if you don't take control now, someone else will do it for you later. And that's why the next step to staying in control of your life is making sure your wishes are clearly known and legally protected. A lot of people avoid this conversation because, let's be honest, no one likes to think about the what-ifs. But here's something important to remember. Planning ahead isn't about expecting the worst. It's about ensuring that your life goes exactly the way you want it to. It's about making sure your voice is heard, even if you can't physically say the words. So let's talk about something that might not be the most exciting topic, but it's one of the most powerful ways to maintain control. Setting up legal protections for yourself. Have you officially designated someone to make decisions on your behalf if you ever need it? Have you put your financial and medical wishes in writing? If not, now is the time to do it. Imagine this. You have strong opinions about the kind of medical care you want, or don't want, if you ever get seriously ill. Maybe you want every life-saving measure taken, or maybe you don't. The only way to guarantee your wishes are followed is to put them in writing with something called an advance directive or a living will. This tells doctors exactly what to do, or what not to do, if you're unable to communicate. Without it, someone else, like a hospital or a distant relative, could make those choices for you. Then there's the power of attorney. One for healthcare and one for finances. These legal documents allow you to choose a trusted person to make decisions on your behalf if you're ever unable to. And choosing that person yourself is key. If you don't, the courts could end up picking someone for you. Do you really want that? Or would you rather decide right now who you trust to respect your choices? Some people avoid these documents because they think, oh, my family knows what I want. But the reality is, when emotions are high and big decisions need to be made, even the closest families can disagree. Having things in writing removes all doubt. It ensures that what you want is what happens. No arguments, no confusion. And here's something else. Taking these steps doesn't just give you control, it also takes the burden off your loved ones. Instead of them having to guess what you would have wanted, they'll know. And that gives them peace of mind, too. Now, I know legal stuff can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. You don't need to hire an expensive lawyer for this. Many states have free or low-cost resources to help you complete these forms. You can find them online or at local senior centers. The key is not to put it off. The sooner you have these protections in place, the more secure you'll feel knowing that no matter what happens, you are still in charge of your life. So far, we've talked about speaking up for yourself, maintaining your independence, and making sure your legal and financial decisions are firmly in your hands. But there's still one more crucial piece to this puzzle. One that has nothing to do with paperwork and everything to do with how you carry yourself every single day. There's one more thing you need if you want to stay in control of your own life, and it has nothing to do with paperwork, doctors, or finances. It's about the way you see yourself and the way you let others see you. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to command respect no matter what their age? They walk into a room, and people listen. They make decisions, and others follow. They don't demand authority, they just have it. That's not an accident. It's the result of confidence. And confidence is something that keeps you in control of your life, no matter how old you are. Now, I know confidence can be tricky, especially when the world sometimes makes you feel invisible. Maybe you've noticed people talking over you, dismissing your opinions, or assuming you don't know how to use a smartphone just because you're over 60. It's frustrating, right? But here's the thing. The way people treat you is often a reflection of the way you carry yourself. If you speak softly, hesitate, or let others take over, they assume you want them to. But when you walk with purpose, speak with certainty, and make your own decisions, people take notice. Confidence isn't about pretending to be something you're not. It's about believing in your own worth and making sure others see it, too. It's about setting boundaries and not letting others push you into things you don't want. For example, if someone tries to make a decision for you, whether it's about your health, your home, or even something small like what restaurant to eat at, you don't have to go along with it just to avoid conflict. A simple, "I appreciate your input, but I've made my decision," is enough. You don't owe anyone an explanation. And let's talk about body language, because it speaks louder than words. If you slouch, look down, or hesitate when you speak, people subconsciously assume you're unsure of yourself. But when you stand tall, look people in the eye, and speak clearly, you project authority. Even something as simple as your tone of voice can change how people perceive you. Instead of saying, "I think I'd like to do this," say, "I've decided to do this." Instead of, "Maybe I can try," say, "I will do it." Small changes like these make a huge difference. And here's something else. Keep learning. One of the best ways to stay confident and in control is to keep your mind sharp. Read, take up new hobbies, learn new skills, especially ones people assume you can't do at your age. Nothing commands respect like proving people wrong. I once met a woman in her late 70s who decided to take up painting for the first time in her life. She told me that when she walked into her first art class, everyone assumed she was there to watch, not to paint. But she ignored the looks, picked up a brush, and within months, she was selling her artwork. That's what confidence looks like. Staying in control of your life isn't just about making decisions. It's about carrying yourself in a way that makes others recognize your strength. And when you do that, something amazing happens. People stop treating you like someone who needs to be taken care of, and start treating you like someone who's still in charge of their own story. Now, let's wrap this up with something important, because none of these steps matter unless you take action. So, we've talked about speaking up, staying independent, making your own legal and financial choices, and carrying yourself with confidence. But none of this will make a difference unless you take action. Here's the truth. Too many people wait until they feel powerless to try to take control. They wait until a doctor makes a decision for them, until their children start running their lives, until they wake up one day and realize they've let other people take over. But you don't have to wait for that moment. You can start right now, today. Take a second and ask yourself, what is one small change you can make today to feel more in control of your life? Maybe it's speaking up in a conversation instead of staying quiet. Maybe it's deciding to handle a task yourself instead of letting someone else do it for you. Maybe it's making that phone call to set up your legal documents. It doesn't have to be a big change. Small actions add up over time. And here's something else to remember. You don't need permission to take control of your life. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you it's okay. You are the only person who gets to decide how you live, what you do, and how you're treated. A lot of people fall into the trap of thinking, it's too late for me to change things. But let me tell you, it is never too late. I've seen people in their 80s and 90s completely turn their lives around just by making the decision to stop letting others control their future. Think of your life like a book. If you let other people make all the choices, it's like handing them the pen and letting them write your story for you. But this is your book. You're the author. And no matter how many pages have been written, there are still blank ones ahead, ones that you get to fill however you want. So, if you take nothing else from this, remember this one thing. You are not powerless. You have more control than you think. And the moment you decide to take it back, everything starts to change. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one step you're going to take today to feel more in control of your own life? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Here's to living life on your terms, at any age.